Story that's in lots of today's papers is that scientists from the University of Helsinki have found that as the human race has evolved, women have become more beautiful. They deduced this by looking at birth rate information and studying photographs to assess the attractiveness of the subjects. The study also found that men haven't become more attractive as they've evolved. But how much do you think about being beautiful, and do beautiful people have an easier life, do we think?
Yeah, definitely. I've been told. No, that's very kind, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I can't see how it could be a setback, and if it is a setback, it's the kind of setback I'd love. You know, I think you get more opportunities if you're prettier. Perhaps, you know, if you're choosing, you know, if you're going for a job interview, maybe, and there are two people that are equally as qualified, I think maybe the prettier one will win. Yeah, because I think it's a fact. People are just kind of charmed by it.
How much have you sort of thought about your looks through your life?
You know what? I try not to, and I try because it's the bane of my life, thinking that I'm getting older and that I should do something about it and all that. But
Somebody sniggered.
Someone made a suggestion what I should do then. I've got a name of a surgeon or something. But it becomes harder to ignore, especially because of what I do for a living.
Yeah.
I've got, as a family member, I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not, you know, worried about all that stuff. But my job, it is difficult, you know. I've got
Don't you think? Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right, Tom.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and beauty comes from within.
No, I don't think it does, because
I can see fairly beautiful, rotten people.
Yeah, well, I'm saying somebody can be absolutely beautiful worldwide. I mean, the Mona Lisa isn't, some people don't find it, but she's classically supposed to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. She doesn't do it for me.
But it depends how you define beauty.
Well, yes, but a beautiful person inside will always give off a kind of beauty and make people feel good and lovely. And I think that the whole thing about we should teach that before we go, it's really important that you're pretty or you're lovely or
I agree with you. I think it's wrong that beautiful people should get an easier ride, but I think they do.
But I think some beautiful people, women, mind you, I just have to quickly say, it does make you laugh, doesn't it? Scientists, isn't it lovely that they're working on such important things?
Well, no, because it has an impact. It has an impact on the rate of procreation. Apparently, attractive women have 16% more children. Meanwhile, least attractive men have 13% fewer children.
Is that because you can pull more?
I think so. I think they're having more sex. Right. Is what they're saying.
Lots of men are put off by very beautiful women. So I'm sorry, that's, you know, you talk to a lot of men, they say, well, I wouldn't go near her because you probably have this trouble.
Yes, I do. It's a curse. Yes, it is. No, you see, well, what can I say? I once got told by a colleague at work, she says, well, you know beauty, but there's something about you. And I thought, that's lovely, that. So I'm good with that. But my sister was always the very pretty one in the family. She was always very striking, very beautiful. So I never felt as if I had to live up to anything. Well, because I knew she was the pretty one.
Did she have more opportunities than you, though? Did people notice her more?
Yeah, she's always got exactly what she wants as Janet. So,
but then, did you think that made you sort of strive harder? Because one of the things I've noticed about, you know, really beautiful people is they don't try very hard in life to sort of communicate with people or to be friendly or accommodating. They just sort of wait for the world to flock to them.
Well, it's like beautiful children. I mean, they don't have to learn the art of conversation or anything, because people come up to them in the street and just talk to them, don't they? All they have to do is stand there and look lovely.
And I have to say, in defence of it, that works both ways. I think boys have the same problem. You know, I think it must be terrible as a young man that women all flock to the handsome, hunky, boring one. And leave my beautiful sons standing in the corner. I don't mean that, boys.
No, your sons are stunning. But that's another thing. Sorry, I've just come right back in. Beauty is, like you said, in the eye, because what's attractive to one is not attractive to another.
Exactly.
Very good.
God.